throw a dog off a chain. I can't believe we made it across there alive.
Mate, we got across alive where we got wet, but yeah, it's good.
All good. So, what's the plan from here?
Mate, we're going to go and find a bit of calm weather, and we'll get out on the bank, have a walk, see if we can find some cruising carp. If we can find cruising carp, we'll catch them. Simple as that.
There you go. Well, there's a bit of wind at the moment. The good news, we're going to find a nice, calm, sheltered bay where it's not blowing 40 knots.
Let's go. What about here, Paul? This looks good. Out of the wind, we've got a little bit of flat water. The sun's about to come out, so we should be able to see carp. If they're there, we'll catch them.
Sounds like a plan. And there is the sun on cue. I'll just pull it over here, mate. When you're looking for fish in the shallows, really important you line everything up. Good to have the sun behind you, good to have the wind in position that makes it easy to cast. So what we're going to do here is walk up the bank 200 metres, then come back in this direction. It'll be good for the cast and the sun will be over our shoulder, so we'll be able to see these fish a lot easier. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's down deep.
Oops.
There, that's sinker.
Oh, yeah, got him.
Well done, go. Take your eye off the ball, that's the way to do
Mate,
it.
I was actually looking over there,
So was I.
but I was still feeling the line.
Let's not tell them that.
How good
on
was
you.
that?
This is a good fish.
This
too.
is solid, eh?
This
How
is a good fish.
amazing. We saw that fish come out of the shallows.
Yeah, you have done good.
That was beautiful. We actually Polaroided this fish. We saw him at the spotters just beautifully. And then he swam off the ledge into deeper water. And when he did, I just felt that little ding that you love as a fly fisherman.
The tug is the drug, as they say with fly fishing, and you got the tug.
That was just so epic.
The tug is the drug. That's a good fish.
That is a big fish. Look at that.
What they do get here too is your carp, and you also get mirror carp.
Yep.
So, like he's a fully scaled. So
he's a European, not a mirror.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll get some mirrors as the day goes on.
But I'm going to follow the fish because he's going this way. And what I'm going to do is take the thongs off. And I might actually hit him. I might pass you the rod.
Okay.
I think he's about beat, but you're in charge. I'll see if we just...
crook if I lose it.
No, you wouldn't do that to me, mate. Just sort of lead him this way. He's a solid fish. Look at the size of this thing. I'm just sort of slowly, whoops, come on mate, come on. Come to me. How's it after all that fight? He's still got plenty of go. Come on. Wowee, look at that.
Well done, good on you.
Thank you very much, mate. Come and have a look at this cracker fish. Look at the gob on it. And that is why these carp, you can see they're a bottom feeder. And look at that, his gob's actually full of mud.
Yeah, rubber lips, eh?
Now, why are they such a pest in Australian waters?
Oh, there's many reasons. I mean, here it's not so bad, but as we can do that, that's how carp feed. They vacuum up, and as they suck up, they spit the mud and crap out, and they filter out the microcrustacean and all that. Rivers that we've got around here, they'll just turn the rivers to absolute mud. Some of the rivers here now, they do surveys. 70 to 90% of the biomass in that river is carp.
That's incredible. These guys are no good at all. That's why we are not allowed to put him back. Well, in Victoria by law, in New South Wales, you're allowed to put him back?
You are allowed to put them back exactly where you caught them from.
Well, there is no chance of that happening. This guy is vermin. He's going to go for a little walk up the hill there. But that's one less carp in the system. That's got to be good for it. And carp on fly, I am very, very excited.
So we've had a few carp today that have cruised along the edge, and we've presented flies to them, and they've refused the flies, which can happen with this fly fishing with a refusal. So as they're working along this mud, what they can be doing is dredging up the bottom, and they get bloodworms, and bloodworms are a worm that eventually hatches into a midge. So this fly is a worm fly, and that is what we use to sort of imitate the worm that's in the mud. That fly is unweighted, so you can cast it to a cruising fish and it'll gently float down in front of it. It'll lay on the bottom, it doesn't sink into the mud, and they can come along and just suck it up and on. Yep, got him. Oh yeah, nice fish. Got
Good
him,
work,
Paul.
mate.
Got him, Paul.
Well done.
Oh, good on Tom, hey?
Would you like to thank anyone for this?
I'd like to thank Tom for spotting that fish with the drone and direct me to walk along here and where to cast to.
So if you look,
You are a champion, Tom.
right over there on the bank a long way away is Tom. Up there is a drone and he's literally getting a few shots and he said, okay Kenny, move left, cast 15 feet and bang.
Bang.
Oh, that was amazing, mate. That is where drones are just coming to their own with fishing. It's changed things. I mean, I've seen guys actually spotting barra in dams and then dropping baits and going over and catching them, dropping lures.
Yeah.
And even for the carp in the shallows, the bird's eye view is so much better than what we can see here, even if you elevate yourself just a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, you know a lot about freshwater fish. What is your recollection of how the carp come to Australia?
The original fish were brought over in the mid-1850s and they were put in the Prospect Dam, Sydney water supply. And then they kept bringing them. The next one was a Yanko strain. And then they brought the next strain, which was one that they used for growing fish for food in Europe. And that's the one that's caused our damage. It was the one that just went crazy with breeding.
Yep.
And from what I read, it was raised in ponds in Ballaro in Victoria. They were put into the Murrumbidgee irrigation channels to originally keep the weed out. And then they were inundated with floodwater into the Murrumbidgee, into the Murray.
And pretty much ruined all of our waterways.
away it went.
Well, they say hindsight is a wonderful thing, if only those people knew what they were doing.
They are really a good fish. I mean, people say they hate them and all that. I mean, it's not the carp's fault they're here.
Exactly
And,
right.
You know, they fight hard.
Oh,
They look
they
good.
jump. Mate, I'll grab your rod,
They
you grab
jump.
your fish.
Good on you.
They do a bit of everything, don't they? And I think you just got to look at that from a different perspective.
You do. You do. They are a great fish.
Oh, and they got some go.
And they can jump.
Now, I believe the carp is one of the biggest farmed fish for human eating in the world. Is that correct?
I've heard that it is the most farmed fish for food in the world. Yeah.
That and tilapia. Now, I've never eaten a carp and I'm not about to, but you told me last night.
Yes.
Tell me about eating carp.
Well, I've eaten quite a bit of carp. Some of it good, some of it bad. One of the best prepared ways is a fella called Keith Bell, KC Fisheries. And what Keith does, he catches them, he puts them in an ice slurry, and they actually die in the ice slurry. And what it does is send all the blood from the extremities into the lateral line, which is a red meat line there.
Yep.
So when that fish dies, he then fillets that and cuts down and cuts on the bone and peels it over. That meat that comes off the rib cage and the shoulder is the two strips that he uses. Cooked up, it can taste like flathead if done properly.
Now, obviously, mate, you've got heat stroke.
Yes.
You've got a little bit of delirious, but I can help you with that stuff, okay? Trust me.